Hi guys, how you doing? I'm doing okay. Well, I didn't see either of the Democratic debates. Why would I want to? You know, it's but I saw the coverage, um, the realistic coverage, and one thing I want to talk about that the candidates are talking about that may or may not have been, debated about that I want to talk about, and that has to do with their promise of debt-free college and to eliminate your student debt or eliminate student debt and eliminating private health insurance. And so I'm going to try to remember each of these points as I go through them. Okay, number one. Okay, first of all, because this is easy, and I'll be taking care of this in just a few minutes. Okay, getting rid of what? See, they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. Okay, they really are, because in a few of these cases, okay, in responding to um, level-headed response to their claims, and basically what they're saying is 2 plus 3 does not equal 3 plus 2. Okay, that's basically what they're saying. They're saying 3 plus 2 does not equal 2 plus 3. That's what they're saying. Okay, Medicare for all, right? That eliminates um, private health insurance. Oh, we're not eliminating anything. You're taking things away. Oh, we're not taking things away. Okay, if you're going to push Medicare for all means everybody, right? Right? So that eliminates private health insurance. Okay? If that happens, my mom and my stepfather would be out of business. Yeah, because when my mom met my stepfather, he owned an insurance company, and he taught my mom all about insurance and get her license as, I guess, an insurance broker. So mom and Bill, my stepfather, would once a year go around the country and finding big companies to talk to everybody about what health insurance they want to go to, um, what insurance what insurance they want, and just like you see, Liberty Mutual customizes your insurance so you only pay for what you need. Basically, that's what mom and my stepfather does. They go around and they talk to uh, employees of companies with all the different policies. And of course, they wanted me to learn about it as well. And I went through the whole procedure of learning about insurance. And let me tell you something, it was very difficult. It's very difficult for me to understand different policies. I understand about some aspect of insurance, but not a whole lot. But I could not get my license because of issues. So at least I tried. But Medicare for all would put my mother and my stepfather out of business. They would no longer get any income. Okay, and then they would be penniless. And they would be stricken with poverty because um, They had to downgrade their house. They had a nice big house, and it had nothing to do with white privilege. That's another thing I want to cover. Okay, nothing to do with white privilege. It was the amount of, a plumber. Okay, a plumber makes a killer of amount of money, and a plumber most likely would live in the nicest homes. And a plumber could be white or black, don't matter. So if you have a black person who is rich and lives in a nice home, do you call that black privilege? Just because he's living in a nice home? Stupid idea, stupid concept. And it all came from the Trayvon Martin case. And I discovered that today when what's her name said, you know what white privilege is? White privilege is walking around eating some M&Ms and you're white and you got a hoodie on and nothing happens to you. And I said, oh my God, we're going back to that. That is ancient history. The Trayvon Martin situation. That was in a gated community. And because he did not belong there. I lived in a neighborhood that, and it was not gated, and it had not only Caucasians, you had all different kinds of people live there, and yet there was a neighborhood watch. There were neighborhood watch signs on a few of the neighborhoods. If you got a shady character, who's loitering around, and he doesn't look like he belongs there, okay, what he did was wrong. Yes, what he did was wrong. What George Zimmerman did was wrong. Yes. And you cannot abscond an entire race for the actions of one person. So now so one bad apple just spoiled the whole bunch. The whole bunch. One bad apple destroyed the whole bunch. Now all the apples are no good because one apple was diseased. So every apple in that bunch, you might as well throw them out because of that one bad apple. And that is exactly the framework of white privilege. I've been hearing that recently, and I said, what the hell is white privilege? Privilege has got no race. Privilege, that's when you make a lot, when you work hard, okay, and make good money, and you save your money, hey, my best friend is living in a super nice house down in Florida, down in Tampa, okay, and you know what? He worked at a union job, worked his butt off, and saved his money, invested in probably bank accounts that made his money work for him. Interest-bearing accounts. I remember I had one myself. It was a savings account that earned 5.25% interest, and I take my, I had about $16. As a kid, I'd start with $16, and I just kept adding to it. My allowance, I just put it right into the account, and I started building and building, and then every quarter there'd be, it would record the interest, and it was like $3 or something. I says, wow, $3 added just because I put my money into an account to a bank, okay, and the bank gave me money for my savings in that bank. And of course, the more money you put in there, you had. I was a bank teller. I know about banks, okay. And back then they had money market accounts. They had CD accounts. And CD accounts, which were certificate of deposit, okay. And those were like locked accounts. They were not day of deposit, day of withdrawal accounts. These accounts, you lock your money in that bank for a certain amount of time and you don't touch it. So let's say you put $1,000 in the account and you promise by opening this account that you do not touch that account for the term limit of that account. So if let's say that account matures, I remember savings bonds, same thing. I got savings bonds from my bar mitzvah. I think I had about at least a couple $100 in savings bonds. And savings bonds, you don't touch it, you don't cash it in, you just let it sit there. You just keep it until it matures. And it could mature in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and it builds up interest. So when your savings bond or your CD account matures, then you can touch it. And because you're promising to the bank that you're not going to touch that account in 9 years, 10 years, 8 years, whatever the condition is of that account, and the more you lock up your money in that account, the higher the interest rate is. So let's say 15 years, right? Well, you could earn 8% interest, the most that bank would give for an account locked for that amount of time. And if you happen to withdraw that money, there would be a very stiff penalty. So the incentive is not to touch the money. Black people could do it, white people could do it, Caucasians could do it, Hispanics could do it, Puerto Ricans could do it. Anybody can do it. There's no privilege involved. Money is colorblind. Actually, the only color money is green. Okay. So, I now know where this stupid, idiotic concept of white privileges came from. It came from the Trayvon Martin case and situation. That because this occurred in a gated white community, then President Obama created the notion of white privilege. You know, I was like, oh my God. Well, at least I learned something, today. At least that answered that question. Where the hell does this notion of white privilege come from? White privilege? That's ridiculous. What do you want to call the Huxtables on the Cosby Show? Black privilege? Because he's a doctor and she's a lawyer? And they live in a nice house? So you might as well call that black privilege. Stupid. Right? Stupid idea. Okay. Now. Okay. Next case. Okay. They were saying that open borders is a right-wing or conservative talking point against decriminalization at the border. Here's another case where, according to Democrats, 2 plus 3 does not equal 3 plus 2. That's exactly what that is. That open borders is a conservative or right-wing or Republican talking point against the idea of decriminalization at the border. If it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and it looks like a duck, it's a mongoose. It's basically what they're saying. It's what the Democrats are saying. If it walks like a duck, it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's an airplane. Okay, 2 plus 3 does not equal 3 plus 2. And that is what the Democrats say about decriminalization at the border is not the same thing as open borders. Right? Okay. Now, next topic. Student loans. Okay. Now, when you're a teenager, okay, and you want to go to college, you do not know the benefit of a student loan. Okay? It is that simple. And student loans are essential in a person's life. Essential. And if you do not have a student loan that you pay off regularly, you are screwing yourself up. And if they take away student loans, you will be in a lot of hot water. A lot of hot water that you will not be able to get out of. Okay. Now, when I took out a student loan back in 1980 so that I could go to the University of Bridgeport, and this student loan had to be paid out over 10 years. I thought, oh my God, 10 years, I will never get out from under it. That means 1992, okay, because I left college in 1982, okay. So once I left college, then the student loan became due. Once you leave college, while you're in college, you don't pay anything. You might have to pay for books. Okay. You might have to... oh, no, wait a minute. Did you have to pay for books? I believe room and board. I believe that the meals were all part of that student loan. And I think the only thing that wasn't part of the student loan was books. But everything else, room and board and meals were all part of that student loan. But I don't remember if books were part of it. I don't think so. But here's the great thing about books. And this is what they did. The school bookstore that would have all the textbooks for all the classes, when the semester, oh boy, did I screw that word up. Semester, okay, semester. Oh, that's funny. I like that, semester. No, semester. I don't believe I did that. Oh, wow. Semester, not semester. Oh, God. Okay. When this... Boy, I'm going to remember that one, boy. I tell you. I'm going to say it again. Semester. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Semester. Oh, I can't get off of this. No, semester. Okay. Oh, God. I'm going to... Man, I'm not going to let that one down. Okay. I was going to say it again, I swear. Okay, let me try to get it. Let me try to get out what I'm trying to say. Oh, my God. Okay. Semester. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Semester. Not semester. You know what? I think I'm going to name my next cat Semester. Never get a cat again. I just, hey, I got a great name for my cat. Semester, Hey, Semester, come on. Semester, it's time to eat. Why not, right? Okay. I was going to say it again, I swear to God. I was going to say it again. No. Jim, it's called... I was going to say it again. I got this clot in my brain now. I can't get rid of it. Semester. Oh, God. Semester. Okay. Now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, no, I remember. Okay. When the semester was over, you brought your books back to the bookstore, and because they're used, you do not get full value that you paid for it. You get a depreciated value of the books. And then the bookstore can sell it as a used book. And in doing so, because it's a used book, they sell it at a discount. So basically, when you go to the campus bookstore, okay, you benefit by buying a used textbook. Because in most cases, I think just like in regular school, you're given the textbooks, and at the end of the year, because in high school, junior high, there were some textbooks that I remember where you do not, under any circumstances, do any writing in or highlighting in the book. And you have to return the book in the same condition. You have to be careful with the spine. You wrap paper bags over the covers to protect the covers from stains and water damage and whatever. I remember there were a couple of textbooks that the school provided book covers, and you put the book covers over the textbooks to protect them. Okay, or paper bags. You cut up paper bags, and you put the paper bag around the textbook. Okay, so all schools do this, that I remember anyway. So for the college, as long as you don't do any writing or any highlighting in the book, it can be resold to somebody else. So you go to the bookstore and you look for a textbook for your class, and there will be used books at a discount. Okay, so hardly anybody bought new books. Well, if they did, then it would be resold at the end of the semester. And you get a depreciated value back, and then they resell it at a discount. So those textbooks are always being recycled from year to year. Okay, now, so you never pay anything on the student loan while you're in college. The student loan only becomes due when you leave, whether you leave or you graduate. And the loan is based on the subjects that you sign up for. Okay? And some classes are more expensive than others because the salaries for those careers are more than others. Okay? So, when the student loan, man, I'm doing great. Student loan, okay. Student loan, how'd you like to have a student loan? Okay. Oh boy, my mouth ain't working. Yeah, it's on strike. Yeah, hey, my mouth doesn't get equal pay, so my mouth ain't working anymore. My mouth is on strike. Is your mouth working? No, my mouth isn't working. It's out of a job. But my mouth didn't get the right salary. So hey, my mouth quit. So now my mouth don't work anymore. Right? So besides the student loans, there's also the student loans, okay? But many people have student loans. Not many people that I know of have student loans. Okay, student loans are not as popular as student loans, okay? Okay. All right. So the student loan becomes due, but I don't think the student loans come due. Are the student loans ever due? I don't know. I never had a student loan, so I don't know. I did have a student loan, not a student loan, okay? So any of you people out there who have student loans, let me know and tell me your experience by having student loans. Okay. Okay. Student loans. Okay. Student loans become due when you leave college. Okay. And it's over 10 years. And when you're that young, 10 years seems like an eternity. Seems like a lifetime. Oh my God, I'm never going to get out of it. And in my case, it was 1992. I said, holy crap, 1992, I'll be an old man. 1992, I was 32 years old. Yep. And I had no idea that time would go by so quickly. And then when 1992 came up, I said, oh my God, it's 1992 already? And then I realized, hey, I paid my student loan off. Wow. And then when I needed to take out a loan somewhere or buy a car, couldn't buy a house, no, I couldn't, but, but to buy a car or lease a car, like put a down payment on and then make payments as you go. It's the same thing as mortgaging a house. Because a house and a car, okay, cost a certain amount of money. But they will, if you put down money up front, then you can pay the rest over time. Mortgages like that, car loans are like that, any major purchases like that. You could put money down and then pay the rest off. And then you just keep making your payments. And for every loan that you pay back in full, guess what? Your credit score goes up. And the higher your credit score, then it is well known among all financial institutions that you are a good risk. You're a good risk. So any time you need to take out a loan, a consolidation loan, a business loan, consolidation loan, a loan for improvements or whatever, the bank will look at your credit record and payment histories and say, this guy is good. This customer pays off all his loans. His payments are all on time. He's a good risk. You're approved for this loan. Because, now, how do I know this? Through my own experience. Okay. Now, I'm on Social Security Disability, so I get my money at the beginning of the month. So I had a system for paying my bills. That was the rent, and that was the gas. And all of the bills, right, that I had. So I get my money at the beginning of the month, and regardless of when the payment is due, even if it's due on the 20th or the 22nd, as soon as I get my money, pay that bill. Pay the gas bill. Pay the rent. Pay the TV. Pay the phone. Just pay every single bill when I get my money. Well before the due date. And so, some months later, I get something in the mail from a credit card company. I think it was American Express. Okay. And American Express pre-approved me for a credit card because of my excellent payment history on those bills. Okay. And the student loan, of course. I paid those bills on time. Nothing was late. No deficiencies. No payments. No missing months or gaps in the payments. They were steady. Each payment was paid. Okay. And when I pay all my bills early and everything, American Express was very impressed. They said, Mr. Lipton is a good risk. And so they sent me a pre-approved credit card. And so I would use the card. Bill comes, I pay it. Like all the others. Next month, bill comes, I pay it. And then another bank, I think it was First Premier. Okay. That was maintenance checking the smoke detector. I thought it might have been more. He's checking all the smoke detectors. Okay. So I think it was First Premier said, "Wow, he is excellent with paying his gas bill. He's excellent for the student loan. He's excellent for this. He's excellent for that. We will pre-approve him a credit card." So now I had 2 credit cards, and I paid those off at the beginning of every loan. And another bank, okay, another credit card company said, "Wow, Mr. Lipton is great risk. Man, he is a super great risk. We will approve. We want his business. We want Mr. Lipton's business. We will approve a credit card for him." So by the time all is said and done, guess what? I had 7, count them, 7 credit cards. 7 credit cards. Because my credit payment history, starting with student loans, was so good. I was out my credit score. It was back in this time that I don't think they ever talked about credit score. I think it's been recently that they were talking about credit score. But back in 2001 and 2002, when I had 7 credit cards, and then I got sick. And because I got sick, my thinking was impaired, and I was confused some of the times, and payments were not made. They would send me, "Mr. Lipton, we know that you're a good risk. We know that your baby was an oversight. Please send your payment." But, it just meant nothing to me. My whole thinking was impaired. So I could read the words, but it meant nothing to me. And so eventually, one card charged off. Then another card charged off. And the other. And before long, all my credit cards were charged off and sent to collection agencies. And my credit score started to go down. So now my credit score is very bad. It's almost like 500. 497. That is my credit score. It's 497. So, but when you're starting out in life, you have no credit payment history. You have no credit payment history at all. Okay, so how do banks, how do car dealerships, how do they know you're a good risk? How do they know with absolutely no payment history on your record, lack of a better word? How do they know you're a good risk? There's no credit history. There's no payment history to indicate you're a good risk. Hell, you may be a bad risk, but they don't want to take the chance. So you apply for a loan or something like that, they'll deny you. No, sorry, you have no payment history. We don't know if you're a good risk or a bad risk. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Oh, I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas. So are you a good risk or a bad risk? Oh, I'm not a risk at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas. Anyway. Okay. They don't know. They don't know, and they're not going to take the chance that you may be a bad risk. But student loans are given to students who do not have any credit payment history at all. So it's a privilege. It is a high privilege to have and to get a student loan. It's a huge, big deal. It is a wonderful thing to have a student loan because this is your first chance to show the banks that you are a good risk, that you make all your payments on time, never missing a payment. You establish yourself as a good risk. And then if you want to buy a car or any other major purchase, or you want to take out a loan, then they'll look at your credit payment history and say, this guy's good. This guy is good. He established himself as a good risk because he made all his payments on time, missing no payments at all. This guy's a good risk, and we will approve your loan. So, the next time you hear one of your favorite Democratic candidates talking about getting rid of student loans, remember, student loans may feel like a burden, but in the long run, it pays off more than you could imagine. Because there is nothing more glorious than to have good credit payment history on your file. Starting with the very first loan you will ever be able to establish your good credit and good name and good reputation. Student loan. And that's all I wanted to say about that. Student loan is one of the greatest opportunities that a young person could have. Take advantage of your student loans. Love it, nurture it, protect it. You are given a prize, a valuable prize. When you take out your student loan, you have got the path to the golden road. Yep, I can tell you that from my experience. And I am so glad I took out a student loan, because from 1992, for 10 years, from 1992 to 2002, for those 10 years, oh man, the world was my oyster. I mean, I was so, oh my God, I couldn't tell you how wonderful life was, because I had a good loan payment history under my belt. And the whole financial industry knew, all the banks knew that Jim Lipton was a good risk. And if he wanted to take out a student loan, he would get approved. I mean, bam, my name would probably be up on their list. Mr. Lipton, oh yes, this is Jim Lipton, yeah. We know he's a great risk. Mr. Lipton, you've been approved. Because the student loan opened the door for financial security. So remember that. Next time you hear your favorite Democratic candidates wanting to eliminate this golden opportunity that will improve and help you enjoy your life. Okay. I think that covers everything I want to talk about today. And I'll see you later. Okay. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.